Hello my friend and welcome back. My name is Hannah and today I'm gonna be, playing with some of my favorite items and doing a chatty get ready with me. So if you're curious about anything that I mentioned in today's video, what I'm wearing on my face, those are probably gonna be the same things. And what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, I always have links in the description box down below. And yes, I did update my links, so it should take you to like a link tree instead. If something isn't working, please let me know in the comments because that's really my best way of knowing if something isn't working. Okay, so where do I start? I'm gonna kind of do my normal makeup routine, like what I've been doing for work. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. So I've been using the Dior concealer, the Backstage concealer. I think I talked about this last week, the week before. It's been some time since I've actually posted a video, but I did get 3W, and I think I mentioned in that video that that shade might be too dark. I did go ahead and exchange it for a 2W. I do like this one a lot more. I thought this one was also not going to be like my perfect shade, and I was nervous because I always compare my concealer shades to the NYX concealer serum. I use the shade Vanilla. It's like my perfect concealer shade. Why did I draw a blank? But it was a little bit darker than that, and I was a little bit nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, like for the price of this concealer, it's really troublesome to like get a shade that works for me. But I really do like this one, and especially when it's blended out, it looks really, really pretty. I will say though, like for the price that it is, I would still suggest the NYX concealer serum. I think it is a perfect concealer, and I don't think you need to be spending as much money on makeup. Like, it's one thing to treat yourself and to have something nice, but you don't have to buy this Dior concealer because it's the best concealer. Like, I really, really love the NYX concealer serum. I can't remember what possessed me to buy this concealer because usually with a high-end like fashion house, their makeup, I'm never really satisfied with it. I know, like for example, Marc Jacobs, everybody had really positive things to say about the Marc Jacobs makeup brand, and a lot of people are sad that it has been like discontinued or on a hiatus or whatever's going on with that. But I don't know, I didn't like a lot of the products that I did get. And it's kind of the same with like Gucci and a little bit of Dior. I did get one like brown quad from a girlfriend like a few years back from Dior. And I can't remember, this was like 2016, so whatever little brown compact or like quad came out during that time, it was that one. And I got it from a girlfriend who got it because it was like a sample. She worked at like a makeup counter in like in a Nordstrom's. And she got to take it home, and she said, I don't really wear neutrals, this is perfect for you. And I loved that little quad. It was so pretty. The problem was that because it was a sample, the compact didn't close because it didn't have the lid. It was just like the open compact. And I think I had dropped it from moving, and an eyeshadow palette from like 2016 would obviously be super expired by now anyway in 2022, especially halfway through 2022. Anyway, long story short, I love that little quad, but I mean, I also have quads from ColourPop that I think outperform that quad, so just some things to think about. But if you're like me and you want to have like a nice concealer, I don't know, I think the Dior Backstage one is nice. You can go in with a sponge, you can go in with a brush. I've been mostly using it with a brush because for my normal work routine, I just do the concealer, set it with powder, and do a little bit of mascara, my brows, and call it a day. I don't really do much otherwise. The air quality in the offices that I work in isn't very great, and I don't know if you're like me, but if the air quality isn't nice, it doesn't matter even if it's like a tinted moisturizer. If I have something on my face, I can just feel it, you know, it's like really heavy and I want to just wash my face, and it just it grosses me out because I think I have acne prone skin. That feeling of just like clogging my pores really makes me like grossed out. So I try to just use like sunscreen and moisturizer in that kind of situation. Obviously in today's look, I'm going to do a full face because I'm not in my terrible office, but you'll see. And then I do set the concealer with the NYX Banana Powder. And this is my favorite powder of all time. If you watch Angie's channel, you probably already know how great this powder is. But if you don't, this is a really great powder. And for the price, like, I hope they never, ever, ever discontinue this product because it is wonderful. Okay, and then I know I'm doing this a little bit backwards, but I do go in with a primer. I take it on the back of a sponge. I've been really loving this Nabla primer, and it's, I wouldn't say it's like the replacement for my skincare, but I do like how it makes my skin look. As I said in my first impressions video, like, I don't think this is a product that I would take like on its own. It says that you can wear it by itself, maybe with like sunblock, and if I was going to be out at the beach and things like that, you know, like, sure, but in my normal day-to-day, not so much. I wouldn't wear it that way. But as you can see that when I'm working it in, like, it doesn't really like change my skin. Like, it does make it shiny, but I don't look like a chrome like robot or anything. It does look really nice, and when your skin does drink it in, it does look really, really pretty. I just feel like if you don't put product over it, it just kind of sits, and like, your skin doesn't really look like your skin. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel weird on your skin. Like, you can tell that you have something on your skin. And so then I do it like that. What else? I don't know. Oh, I also have been loving the Patrick Ta Brow Gel, or the Patrick Ta, what is this called? Laminate. This has been sold out on Sephora for forever, so I feel really like awful about talking about it, but I get why it's sold out. This product is really like it, and I hope they don't change anything with it. Like, it does kind of have a little bit of flyaways, but like, I really love this brow gel, and it really holds my hairs where I need them to be held. And instead of going back and combing forward, I can just comb in one direction, because if I do go backwards, I do get like a little bit of like weird buildup. And if you go over it too much, you will get a little bit of like, I mean, you'll see it. It'll be like when you have like balls of glue and you're rubbing glue off of something. And obviously my favorite base product of all time is the Fenty Ease Drop. I love this. This has been the one that I bought like a year ago. I'm almost out and I have to repurchase it, and I'm going to, because I really love it. I don't know. It's hard for me to find a complexion product that I like a lot. Because I am very picky, and I don't like things that I can feel on my skin. Again, like I said, like, I have acne prone skin, so if I feel like I'm clogging my pores, I'm just not, I don't want it. And especially if it doesn't sit nicely on my skin, like if it doesn't make me look, I don't know. I don't like my base products to look like I'm wearing base products. I don't like it to look cakey. I don't like that you can tell if, because sometimes it like sits weird on your skin, you know, like what am I trying to explain? Sometimes the product will just look cakey, or it'll just look like thick. Like, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to describe, like what words I'm trying to explain. But I like my complexion to just look like my complexion. Just, you know, obviously a little bit photoshopped, if you will, because I do think I have nice skin, and I do really take care of my skin. Like, skincare is kind of like my main priority over makeup, and I don't have to do a full face of makeup to feel pretty, or to feel like, you know, like, I don't need to do a full face of makeup to play with my makeup. But see, like, the tone has evened out. Like, this looks like my skin really nicely, and not just on camera, but also in person. What else? Oh, I've also, if you've been watching my videos, I'm sure you're not surprised that I mentioned the Patrick Ta, or that I'm going to mention this Rare Beauty brow powder. These are really, really nice. I was afraid that this wasn't going to be the tone for me, because I usually get a brunette shade, but the brunette shades can tend to be red leaning if I'm not careful, and I don't think I really have like red. I don't really have a red undertone. Like, I also have to be careful when purchasing base products that say that they are warm leaning, because sometimes that means that it has like a red or pink base, and I don't have that. I noticed that more neutral or like yellowy tones complement me more. Sometimes neutrals can look too cool for me, and then they don't work for me. But if I go for a warm, sometimes they are too red, like I said. So I was nervous about this brow powder because when I get brunette products, they can be more red leaning, like I said. But this one is perfect. My go-to like face products have also been from Vive. I've been loving this quad. It is so pretty. And I know I've said this like a ton of times, probably in the video for this face palette. I'm someone that likes to have a face palette, because if I don't really have to fuss too much with what products I'm using, it just makes my routine a little bit faster, especially for work, because I'm one of those people that like I wake up very last minute, even though I know if I wake up earlier, I could probably get a lot more done. But you know, I still sleep in. I put my alarm on snooze and I just wake up when I wake up. So it's nice to kind of have the products that I'm going to use and then just call it a day. That's okay with me. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that I'm okay with eating the same meal for a few days in a row because I enjoy it and I like it, and that might be boring for some people. I get it, but I don't know. Sometimes being boring just kind of is a little bit more efficient, and I'd rather be efficient and have the time to do the things that I want to do than sit there and waste like 20 minutes thinking like, oh, will this bronzer work with this blush and blah blah blah, when I have it all in one package. So I've also really been loving, I'm not much of like a pink kind of blushy person, but if I'm being honest, the blush in this quad has been like my favorite, and I've gotten so many compliments on it, and it's just so pretty. I don't know, I think it's kind of blowing my mind and like changing how I really do my makeup day to day. It's just really pretty. I do want to get the Dawn palette just because it has that orange in there and it looks really pretty. But like I said for this palette as well, it's hard for me to get a face palette because sometimes and because it is a face palette and it comes with the contours and the bronzers and things like that, will I use like the price that it is, will I be using the other two products in that face palette? Like to pay the price that I did for this particular quad makes sense because I do use all of the shades kind of regularly. It wouldn't make sense for me to buy another quad when I'm only going to use the blush and the highlight and not use the other two shades. So I kind of hope they sell them as singles. Like this collection from Vive is like their summer release, so it is like limited edition. But I don't know, I hope that people like it enough, or they realize that people really like it, that they'll keep it as like singles. I don't know, do they even sell singles? I think they do. Let's go in with the highlight and just, I don't know, I like to take my highlight like up here. Is that what I'm supposed to do? I don't know. You would think that by making content videos I would know where to place highlight, but what I do is just kind of base it off of, like, I turn my face so the light hits it, and then I'm like, oh, it's kind of lighter right there, I'll put my highlight. Bam. And then I take it down the center and a little bit on my chin and a little bit up here. I don't know, you probably won't see it because I'll have my hair down. What else? This is what I'm going to do because I'm not playing with a new palette. I'm going to go in with the Melt Mariposa palette. I'll come back and I'll talk about the palette and my eye look, so give me 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the eye look, and I know that it looks fairly neutral. Well, it is neutral. It is neutral. But I saw that Melt was having a sale on the Mariposa palette. It's kind of been on sale for a while, and it also got me thinking about holiday releases. So I'm kind of calling it now because we're at that point of the year where we're going to start seeing holiday releases. We're kind of going to start seeing more Christmas things coming into stores. Like right now, Halloween has been in a few stores, like Halloween decor anyway, has been available in a few stores, at least out here in California, since like end of June. And now we're coming into the beginning of August. I don't know, you probably are already very well aware that the fashion wheel always moves like a season ahead. So this is the Melt Mariposa palette. I do have a first impressions video on this palette. This was their winter release, and I believe it is limited edition. But look, you can get the whole set for sale too. There is also the cheek palette. It came with like a blush, a highlight, and something else. I know there was like a trio in there. But this is the palette itself, and this is what I mean by calling it now. When I look at this, I don't necessarily see Christmas. I think the reasoning and the theming behind the palette is what ties it into the holiday season. This was, I believe that the owner of Melt, one of the owners from Melt, she was inspired to make this palette because she had she's spending time with loved ones. I think she had a few family members that may have like passed away. If you look really closely, like this butterfly right here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it does have like a little dog. And I don't know, if you're like me, your pets are also like a part of your family. Like, duh, that's obvious, but there are some people who get pets as accessories, and that's not what this video is about. But it's to celebrate your loved ones, regardless if they're here or not, celebration of life kind of thing. But looking at this palette, like I said, I don't necessarily see Christmas. Are there greens and reds in here? Yeah, sure. But I feel like I mean, I have used this palette year round since I've gotten it, and it is a very, very pretty palette. The Melt reds are some of the best reds that I have in my collection, but I think they only release those red tones in limited edition palettes. So I just wanted to kind of shine a light on this again because it is on sale, and so if you could get it on a sale price, I do think that this palette is worth the full price. But I mean, if you can save your money, save your money. I'm more of a fan of that. So buy it on sale if you can. There was some lip products and some like liners and things like that, but the shades that came out and the lipsticks and the lip liners, I wear more of a neutral lip, so that's what we're gonna play with today. But like I said, the whole collection is on sale, and I think there's a few other things from Melt that are currently on sale, so check it out. Hi, we're skipping time a little bit because I realized I didn't even get into my prediction. So as I was saying with the Mariposa palette, as you can see, I don't really see like a lot of Christmas colors. And I think that's kind of what the holiday releases are going to be this year. At least I think if the brands are smart, because people aren't really spending money on frivolous things. And unfortunately, you might disagree, but makeup is a frivolous thing. It's not something that you need to survive. It's not in that pyramid. Like maybe in your personal pyramid it is, but realistically it's not in like what a human, like the standard human needs to survive. People aren't really going to be spending money like that. So they're going to be more likely to spend money on a product that they can use repeatedly. And I've already kind of seen this trend trickle throughout the makeup community, from like really small creators like myself to really big creators like Angie. A lot of us are cutting back on spending. A lot of us, and that might be for different things. I think Angie said, like, you know, she just kind of wants to take a break. You know, she's been doing a lot of work. Like, that woman puts in a lot of hours into her craft. And then there's people like me who, I'm not as big as Angie. Like, I don't have sponsored links. I don't have, I'm not on PR lists. Like, everything that I talk about on my channel comes out of my own pocket. And because I also have an obsession with anime, a lot of my funds, you know, are just instantly absorbed by makeup and by anime products. So I have to be really careful with my spending, especially now with the price of everything going up. And today, my PR item is actually from Urban Decay. And I did make a TikTok for this, and did I mention it on my Instagram? I think I mentioned it in my Instagram stories because I was so excited. I am so happy that I even have the chance to talk about PR. I'm so excited. Okay, so I did get the Urban Decay, what are these called? The Vice Bold, like these are basically a lip tint, and you have to shake it, and it sounds like a spray can. I mean, I have used it without shaking it so much, but I do kind of like the effect. I think it kind of like whips the formula, if you will. And what I like about this particular lip tint is that when you apply it, it feels like a liquid lip, like it locks in, but it doesn't take any of the moisture out of your lip. It looks more like the ColourPop like glowing lip tint. So I got the shade Textum. In comparison, I will say that the shade Coconut and the Jelly lip liners from Tower 28, these are like exactly the same. I was reaching for this gloss a lot, and so then when I opened my mailbox and found this PR, I was super excited because I'm like, oh, that's already a shade that I'm playing with a lot. It is more of like a nudie kind of pink tone, but check this out. The application is just so easy. And I kind of press my lips together, and there you go, you're done. That's it. That's it. And then like you let it sit. I like it more with a lip liner. You can use it without one, but I feel like using it with the lip liner helps the product set. If I don't use the lip liner, my lips kind of stick together. Not like when you have like unset like blush, what am I trying to say? Like not when you have unset cream products. It's just like a weird kind of tacky where like your lips kind of tug on each other. It doesn't give you any weird, what's it called? Am I thinking of like Indiana Jones? What scary movie am I thinking? The Mummy. You know how in The Mummy when he like starts talking and his mouth is like stuck together? It doesn't give you lips like that. What a reference. But it feels really nice. So I just kind of let it set and do its thing. And then I have been loving my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And I know it's like, for this, it's $22 for the small one. But I've really been loving it. It's actually really, really nice. And I'm going to use it today again. Maybe that was too much. I don't know. I just like to feel it on all 3 sections of my face, and then I do want to just kind of blend it together. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Are there some makeup items that maybe you didn't purchase on release that you're seeing on sale now? I am like a frequent window shopper. It's kind of like an addiction that I have. Not even kind of, it is an addiction that I have. Like I could spend hours just looking through, and I'm not even like buying anything. I just want to see. So if you're like me and you see things like that, what are some of the items that have caught your attention? And how do you feel about the winter collections that might be coming up? Like, what are some of your predictions? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. And if you liked hanging out with me today and you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so then, you know, we can stay in contact. I feel like if you're like me, I watch all kinds of content on YouTube and I will really love someone's channel and then I forget to subscribe and then I start watching other things and then that person and I, you know, we kind of become like lost connections. So again, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.